How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution park build. And today we're going to do a little bit something different, man. So we know that the update has to be coming within at least a week to maximum a month, even though they said it would be just weeks, and weeks have passed and there's not been one update. They said update within the coming weeks. Now their weeks can be months, right? We don't know. But we're holding out hope, and we know there's going to be quite a few fixes with the initial couple updates, and so that's like life expectancy. Carnivores will hunt instead of Jeffrey Dahmer murder. They'll murder anything, young or old. They doesn't care, and just keep on too. They don't stop. So that'll be fixed. There should be herding and grazing, and grazing should also fill up their hunger for herbivores. But what are we going to do today? Okay, so you guys know that I've been talking about this documentary. I've been talking about the documentary for a lot. I've been hyping it up. Let me move the mic a little closer. Hyping it up quite a bit. And so we're back here on Isla Sorna, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have a host of images that I've gathered to use as a source for Isla Sorna, our documentary. Now, what is our documentary? Our documentary is going to be a literal Animal Planet style documentary. I still haven't decided the perfect name for it yet. You guys have been in my comment section giving me loads of names. I'm not looking at it as extra work because I'm going to decline it. We're trying to do something here. Okay. Anyway, once you beat the game, they should have an option to be able to turn off story mode on other islands, especially Isla Sorna. I mean, Nublar shouldn't be the Site B. Site B should be Site B. Okay. God, these things keep distracting me. Okay, so what is our documentary? It's going to be an actual Animal Planet style documentary where we, for example, will come over here to the Stegosaurus. Where's the Stego? Stegos. And what we're going to do is we will literally have some commentary, some nice shots. We're doing some heavy editing. I want to get TJ from Secular. He doesn't know this yet. I haven't asked him, but I want to get TJ from Secular Talk, which whatever, his channel doesn't have anything to do with dinosaurs, and he's not the biggest dinosaur enthusiast, but his voice is killer, and I'm just not sure if my voice would do this project justice. This is a huge project, and I'm not the only one working on it. But yeah, it's going to be, and we're going to talk about the herding and the families, and we're just going to go into a lot of detail about the dinosaurs. We're going to give you, hopefully you'll learn some things, or or at the very least, it'll be informative for people who's never seen, a dinosaur documentary before, right? We're going to try to capture that to the best we can, and we're going to do it like a docu-series. We've decided, not a full-blown documentary, which will happen. We'll piece all the episodes together and have an actual documentary. But anyways, okay, so let's get to the crux of the video. I'm wasting time here. We need to build the workers village and the engine compound. Today we're going to do the workers village, as you've seen by the thumbnail and the title, right? Okay, so now based off a few of these images, I've deduced and figured out. Now, of course, we can't use the entire island of Sorna, so we really have just the basic central area to use. But if we were to use this basic central area as the mock-up island, well, the workers village would be, if you see, if I have an image up here now, there will be the workers village towards the end down this way. Now, what are we going to do? We can't recreate the workers village, by a point-by-point, one-to-one basis. We can't do that. It's just it's impossible. We don't have the tools we just don't have the tools in game to do that. But there is a fan story to fix this for this documentary. It's going to be hard to do this whole documentary for Site B. A Site B documentary is hard to do with what we have in the vanilla Jurassic World Evolution game, but that's not going to stop me because we've created a fan storyline to go along with this. I don't want to give too much away, but essentially, like, how they were having Maserati was having a meltdown trying to settle all these cases, and Ian Malcolm speaking to Congress against dinosaurs being allowed to live. We should destroy them off the island and stuff like that. We know that in the book, Sorna it was Sorna, right? No, Nublar. Anyway, one of the islands were carpet bombed, and a lot of the dinosaurs wasn't there anymore. And there are some dinosaurs there, but not a lot. And blah 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 blah. It goes back and forth throughout the franchise. But what we've done is They're looking for a sanctuary, right? The dinosaurs need a sanctuary, and Claire and Owen's trying to find them a sanctuary. Well, maybe Maserati gets to recoup some losses, and Claire gets to, have the sanctuary, Lockwood Sanctuary, that he died trying to establish. And she gets maybe to, I haven't ironed out all the details yet. Maybe you guys can help me out, but maybe she gets to run Isla Sorna as a dinosaur sanctuary, a 100% not-for-profit organization. So they come in, they find the ruins of the workers' village, and they rebuild it. They re-harness the geothermal energy, and of course we'll have to stretch a few of the buildings to make them seem that way, and we'll have to change the name of it and stuff like that. So whatever. And we're going to have hopefully we'll have like a version of the kiln house and the gas station. We're going to try to rebuild the workers' village in a modern aesthetic with Jurassic World builds and make it fit into the modern day lore. And we're also going to try to do that with the engine compound as well. Maybe make the engine airport off to this area, but we can't do everything that's on Sorna just because there's not enough space. And if we build everything, then there's not going to be enough land for the dinosaurs to actually roam around in. I've got the Spino tranked somewhere, so he's not going to destroy all the stegos. But yeah, we got rid of the last Site B just because it wasn't, it barely worked. Barely. And we're going to remake this documentary. So we are going to do a time lapse, but a few of you guys have been wanting me to talk over it. And being as this documentary is going to be so important to me, I am going to do a little talking over it. So yeah, the workers' village should be around this way, and if you're looking on the map, the engine compound should be up around this way. But it's described as the workers' village is set at the base of a cliff, overlooked by a grassy area. So I don't know. I guess this could be the cliff, and then way back there is the grassy area. Anyways, guys, let's just go ahead and get into the build. We need to connect this area with monorails, but God, I don't want to do that because it's not going to look right. But it is. We have a modern day lore and fan story to kind of make it all work and give it at least an excuse. Here's a Spino. Anyways, we've wasted too much time, guys. Let's go ahead and get right into the time lapse. A little bit of music there, but we're going to talk through it. Okay, so first what we want to do is, and every once in a while I'll try to overlay an image or two, or maybe I'll just keep one image in the bottom corner. But what I'm trying to do first was put down the geothermal center intake area, however you want to say. That's what draws power to the workers' village, and it was off into the corner there, and it was kind of obscure and not really. I mean, it was very old, So, and of course, with our modern take on the workers' village, of course, we're rebuilding that, right? So the actual electricity center will act as a geothermal station, and then of course we put down the gas station off to the opposite of it, which is technically just a ranger station because it's rangers, jeeps. Obviously, there'll be gas there. And then, of course, we have the operation building. And technically, I just put an ACU center for that because the operation building had a helipad, and so did that. So it fit the best. It made more sense. And it's big enough to seem like an operation center to have an operations base, as an ACU would anyway. And if the DPG is going to be based in the workers' village primarily, they would need both a ranger station and an ACU station anyway, right? So... okay, every once in a while you'll see me pause like that, and I go back to Jurassic Wiki and stuff and brush up on things that I need to know. So what we're kind of making is sort of the kiln house. The kiln house is attached with another one-story building to the geothermal power station, if I'm correct. But in the old workers' village, as you can see, we can't really build just two individual houses. We can't really do that. We can't connect them, and we can't double stack them like in the movie. And of course, there's a few more buildings in the actual book. But what are you gonna do? I want to we've seen a lot of steel frames from the movie, and that's what's fresh in people's minds. So I want to add that. There's also kind of like a little guard tower-ish thing, and so that's what was like the storm station. Also, you can kind of think of it as like a water tower, if you wanted to just stretch your imagination. So we put that security center and a emergency shelter, and that represents like the two houses. Technically, the emergency shelter is for emergencies. You can go in there and stay, and the security center technically is where everybody would stay at the end of the day, kind of like the kiln house, right? Or right, the kiln house, is that right? Yes. Anyway, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, and then right now what I'm doing, I'm just placing a lot of path. I'm trying to get the pathing right. I was thinking like, well, maybe I'll just leave it as like a skinny path, because in the actual workers village there's nothing but just grass and debris everywhere. But since the DPG has, been able to move in, got a grant, or, been funded by Maserati, which is kind of like Maserati's gift back to the world. See, look, we'll take the dinosaurs and we'll contain them, and it won't be a park, and nobody will get hurt. And the only people who will go there is paid volunteers, I guess you could say, right? So they would reconstruct everything, make it look nice, use what assets they have, and make it, because the building features from the other parks they would technically have still, right? Or they'd be able to reutilize from the other islands. So that's what they've done here. Nice paths, and all the buildings are up modern. And right now what I'm trying to do is, there was like this little, pipes that jutted off to the side from the geothermal station, and that's what I'm trying to build here. Ultimately, I get rid of that just because it just looked like a convoluted mess, and it only made sense from a really high up distance. It kind of looked like that, but being as it's not like Nublar, you can't drag the fences into the rock or the brush. It just didn't really work, so I ended up just deleting it. So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to add a little bit of tree just to get a feel of where the fence should go and what's going to look right, make it look natural, because the workers village needs to be hidden, right? Between that cliff, the grassy patch way off to the side, which I've picked just a little bit, a little bit of a different location off to the left of it, but no big deal. It doesn't really matter, because Isla Sorna map, the playable map, isn't actually like the map of Isla Sorna, so you can't really put it exactly where you need it to. So it's technically up for debate on where it should go and why it should go there. And I also tossed and turned about whether it should flip or flop, but then ultimately it's just like, they're rebuilding it so it can be rebuilt however they need to build. They're just using existing foundation in the area technically, right? Oh, my knuckle just popped. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. I'm just enclosing it all with the fence, and not just the wire fence like in Isla or the workers village. I'm with concrete fences, where everything's modern aesthetic, everything's, new and right, and we're trying to keep the volunteers here safe as possible. We'll also put this monorail station here, and what this monorail station is going to do is, of course, attach to the other monorail station and get the workers to there and enable the buildings to actually function. Ultimately, it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and drag the fence all the way around, make it look nice, make it look connected and done, and a proper place these little, I guess, gates and stuff to add an extra level of security for whenever the park rangers and stuff or the scientists go out to study some of the dinosaurs. It's also, going to be tucked back, nice and neat. Way off into the distance, or surrounded by trees, because the dinosaurs shouldn't be able to see the workers or see the workers village or see any activity at all. It needs to be a 100% sanctuary, and which is one of the reasons why I didn't like the monorails, but you kind of gotta have them. So we're going to enclose those with trees, probably put a couple little enclosure towers. You'll see those too, and they'll also act as guard towers to watch the rangers as they go out, because Isla Sorna is big, right? But they also double as attractions, so you can actually make some money while we're doing this. So this project is huge, and we're trying to really, think through it all the way. But really, it's just, I'm tinkering around with the rest of it, just trying to make it all fit and make it look nice. So I don't know, guys. Just let me know, and in the comment section below what you like. I'm just going to do the rest of the time lapse with a little bit of music, just because everything that needs to be said is pretty much said now, and I really need your feedback on this, guys. This documentary is going to be huge, and FYI, I know for the record that earlier I said sanctuary, that that Claire could make her own sanctuary here in Isla Sorna. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying actual sanctuary island. I just want to clarify that. And also, as soon as I can, I'll try to get a trailer for this up, but I really wanted to get some herding in the trailer, just because I don't think I can really manipulate the dinosaurs to herd right, or to even imitate herding before the update, so that's going to be kind of hard to pull off. So anyways, guys, yeah, let's go ahead and just play the rest of the time lapse, and I'll see you on the other side.
that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
Past that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just
Well, guys, I hope that you guys really thoroughly enjoyed this this park build. I hope that everything that I explained as we went through makes sense for why I used what I used, where I used it. I still haven't decided if I want this water off to the side here or not. You guys gotta let me know in the comment section below what I should do about that. But this is stage 1 of the documentary down. I was thinking about doing all of this off camera and just adding small recordings and stuff like that all to the file, which all these images you've been seeing and all this in the script and everything is going to be in the file, and the file will be obtainable after we do the first the trailer, of course with other scripts redacted, that way we can't get that way you can't give away everything. So we'll try to make that available ASAP, the whole file. That way you can see all the work that we went into it, and of course the end credits will have everybody's name, but just so you can see just the extent of what everybody's been doing to work on this. Now, of course, these are not the buildings that are in the workers' village. They're not. However, if they were to be recreated with modern day Jurassic World style buildings and re-erected, would the geothermal building look like this? Maybe it would. I think so. And maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should have it like flip-flopped to where the anyway, I don't guess it really matters that much because we don't even have the full island to work with, so it's not actually going to look correct. And don't worry about the dinosaurs being diseased and dying. I'm not really too worried about that, just because we're going to be replenishing them anyway. With our own dinosaurs on Isla Sorna, and Stegosaurus being one of them, but not all of them. And I'm also curious to see if that disease was spread from there to. Oh yeah, I guess it did. Never mind. Curiosity killed the cat. So yeah, guys, it's been a long park build. I'm sorry. I know I'm losing energy here, but this documentary is going to be insane. It's a big project, and if we still need a name, guys. So if you guys still have good names, keep throwing them out there. We're going to pick one eventually. We're going to do the engine compound next. Yeah. So there's a couple of things we got to do, but we're also going to have other park builds in between. You got a couple good ideas. We're also going to do a live stream with the racing. You guys really seem to like the racing stuff. So anyways. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys like always. Don't forget, I'm in the comment section after every single video. And I'll see you guys next time.
You had me at hello.
oh, baby.